I don't want to look back on this and be like, I didn't give it everything. What is a triathlon? All right, so a triathlon consists of 3 events. You've got the swimming, the cycling, and the running. The one I'm doing is called a sprint triathlon, which is half the Olympic triathlon that you normally see on TV. So this is a 750-metre swim, 20k cycle, 5k run. Now, to me, that doesn't sound too scary, but I know it's going to be harder than I actually think.
It is the morning of the triathlon. Now, one problem I have is that I can't really eat in the mornings. I've never been able to eat before, like many events, or in general, I've never been able to eat in the mornings. Like even before Wembley Cups, I barely ate. So I've had a little bowl of cereal, I'm gonna take a banana with me, had a green juice and a coffee, but I'm dressed to impress. I'm about to head down there, I'm gonna cycle down there. One bad thing is, it's meant to rain. Not ideal conditions, but it's gonna be fun nonetheless. There you go, there's a number on my helmet. Heading down to the beach now. Luckily for me, it's only a 10-minute cycle to the triathlon area. Obviously in Seaford, my hometown. But what a way to warm up, cycling down to the triathlon in my flip-flops. Mate, it took me 5 minutes to get here.
Yeah,
I didn't even need to pedal.
Really?
So I was like, oh, I'd use a bit of a warm up. I didn't pedal once. It was just downhill the whole way.
Bloody hell, that's all right, isn't it?
Hey, these Olympic guys, yeah, some of these bikes are worth like 20 grand. Yeah, like, so, mate, you see some, they're all riding aero. They're like serious riders.
No, we'll come up. Yeah, but you won't be able to hear it.
Yeah, this is it. What we've been waiting for. The moment. Got my little earplugs as well. Oh, my right ear gets like really damaged, so I always get loads of seawater in it. So.
Olympic competition so far. Reese Ashfield.
I think when I'm in the triathlon on Saturday, it will make me realise how hard it is. Like trying to compare it to the marathon, I'm like, the marathon was the hardest thing I've ever done. I don't know how hard this is going to be. The reason why I'm sort of doing this is that I did the marathon on no training. So I want to see what can I actually achieve if I put my mind into something and train for it.
I don't know how I feel. Am I going to drown? That's the question. I know when I go in the water it's going to be like icy cold and like a shock to the system. So I'm going to do my best to just keep the heart rate down and just stay composed and just get into a rhythm. Once I'm in the rhythm, I'll be okay. Just getting to the rhythm.
I'd say there's 2 main reasons why I'm doing this. Number 1, this past year has been it's been a tough one for a couple of reasons. You know, I went through some shit personally, and then number 2, I've been plagued by injuries throughout my life, but this year it's just been an absolute joke. I've torn both my groins twice, I've torn my hip flexor, and I broke my hand, which actually, the hand break really impacted my training for this triathlon because I couldn't swim. I want to prove to myself that no matter how many setbacks you have, I will come back stronger, and I can prove to people that I may be injury prone, but I can still do some serious hard work. I'm taking on my first ever triathlon. This is the gateway to so many more ultra endurance events. Now we just got to go and do it. So we get in the ocean and then I just have to stay calm. I know that if I'm not calm and the adrenaline is too high, I'm gonna panic. I'm going to lose my breath, I'm going to tire out super quick, so I know I have to stay calm and just do what I've been doing in the pool. You know, I'm going to rely on my wetsuit. I've done a little bit of open water swimming before, not as much as I probably should have done, and I noticed that in the wetsuit with the swim cap on, you just cut through the water, which is so different to swimming in a swimming pool.
I'm excited for him. Look, he's talked about this for a long time, and he's finally doing it. He's not injured, but I just hope he doesn't drown. That's all I'm gonna say.
So I'm gonna have to get off the wetsuit as quick as I possibly can, whack on socks and shoes. You then have to run with your bike to the transition line. You can get on the bike, and that is when I think I'm going to be most comfortable on the bike, because even though I'll be pushing hard, I can use that as a rest, if that makes sense. So I'll be taking on gels. It's going to take about 40 minutes. I'm guessing maybe 45 minutes on the bike. As I said, it'll be my rest, but at the same time, I want to go as fast as possible. You know, I will be sprinting it, and the whole thing, I'm not going to go slow. I'm going to be pushing as hard as I can.
Right, this is where I make up ground on the bike. This is my strongest thing. Okay, just keep that heart rate going. Nice and steady. Get into a good rhythm. We can make up to that. I don't want to go out too fast, but I dry up early. So I want to maintain a good pace. Try and keep my heart rate. Oh my god. Well then, my heart rate is 191. Yes, I normally have a high heart rate, but my heart rate should not be 190 right now. Dropped to 177, which means I'm controlling myself a little bit better. I still know for a fact as soon as I get off this bike and start running, the cramp is going to be horrendous. I cramp so easily. All Wembley Cups are cramped. Most charity matches are cramped. I think I just need more salt, to be honest. Mate, oh my god, I'm gonna cramp up so hard in this run. It's gonna be an absolute joke. I'm like shaking. I'm shaking, I lost the jog.
Finish the bike, and then I guess we go straight into the transition for the run. So I'll be getting off the bike, take off the cleats, put on the running shoes.
I feel really good. It's just I know I'm about to cramp up heavy. But game's the game, innit?
And then straight out into the run, you know, so 2 lap on the 2.5k. And again, I'm gonna go out at a fast pace and just hope I can hold the pace, because the one thing I am good at is finishing strong. In my head, this race is nothing crazy, but I feel like it's opening the door to like another world, if that makes sense. Like, I've always been football, and I think this race will make me realise that football isn't life. Like, and I know that my time on the pitch is coming to an end very, very soon. Like, my body can't handle it. So going into these types of events, I feel like the door is opening. After this, I want to do an Olympic triathlon. Next year, I want to do a 70.3 Ironman. There's so many more opportunities ahead of me, And I feel like this is the way in to the future. This is what my calling is. I feel like I finally found what I want to do, and that is endurance events, ultra endurance events. I always put on my Instagram and say, get it done. Go out there and do it, and you won't regret it.
Doing like a 440 pace.
At 3:23 is Theo Baker.
Finished at 340.
Thank you, sir. Race number 320.
340 pace.
And that's Josh Ribble running just 5:19. It's
I
Michael
sprinted
Byrne.
that last like 500 metres.
And 5:12.
I felt like my quads was just like...
Not on my list. Strange reason.
Mate, I think I hit PB on the 5k for this. I hit PB on a 5k this year.
5:1. Is Jensen Head from Milton Keynes. Couple of finishes now. 51. We'll do
I said, remember I said, I would finish strong. And I might throw up.
3:27.
Oh my god, I looked at my watch, I was running at
That is
3:40.
Charles Ashley from London.
I was like, yeah. Alright, we're done. My first ever triathlon, sprint triathlon. Mate, I tell you what, that was so much fun. I think I was going to die in the water? Yes. I can't even express how difficult it was. So I beat my PB by 4 minutes. I did the swim in about 16 and a half minutes. It took 5 minutes going halfway and then about 11 minutes coming back because of the current. I had to mix it up, I had to go like backstroke. I just couldn't for the life of me on the way, but I could not breathe. Maybe it was the adrenaline, I don't know what it was, but I could not breathe. So coming out the water, I was absolutely done. But I managed to get on the bike. On the bike, I felt strong. I felt really, really strong. I thought after the bike, I'd get in the run, I'd start cramping up. And throughout the run, I just felt like I was getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and I ended on a really, really fast pace. So obviously I wanted to do it in an hour 45. I finished the run at like a 3:40 kilometre, and my unofficial time, according to my watch, was 1 hour, 28 minutes, 42 seconds. So I smashed my time by like 15 minutes, which I wanted to get. Hour and 28. So my first ever one. This is a good start, you know, road to Ironman next year. I'm so happy. Now get me a bloody Domino's.
Triathlon number 1 done. 2022, Project Ironman.